Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another weekly forecast. This one's going to be a little shorter one as uh, we need to see some more price action to determine what's going to happen. Okay, so if we just recap on what was happening from last week, we were around this area here. Just circle it. Around about there from NFP, you can see prices accumulating. The idea from last week's forecast was for price to pull back within the buy zone on a smaller time frame, which it did around this area here, and then make a push towards the upside, right? So well done if you guys profited on that buy setup there. I then expected price to slow down around this area here to then push down back towards the downside. However, we didn't get that. In fact, what we ended up doing is pushing up towards this 29 area and create some sort of equal highs. They're pretty close together, which is what is worrying me at the moment, right? Because what we were doing is, since we are following a bearish order flow, you can see that we have lower highs being created here, and then we had lower lows being created here. So I thought, okay, we'll have one pullback for it to follow suit, so we get a lower high and a lower low, but we never got that. What we ended up getting is price chilling chilling near the equal high here. So I'm expecting something different, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the daily time frame here just to give you guys an understanding of what's been going on. You can see price is creating on a higher time frame. It is still creating some sort of, lower highs, and then lower highs, but it's not creating lower lows at the moment. It's creating higher lows, which indicate to me that, price is forming some sort of wedge before any sort of breakout. So what we were expecting is price to break out somewhere at lower from here, but we never got that. You can see price held its own, on this lower trend line here. So now what I'm expecting is, since we are back at this significant, 35-30 region resistance area, what we could see is price pull back at the start of the week next week. Again, Monday is a bank holiday for US. So, we'll see how price action is on Monday. I think it might be slow, but if price does pull back, I'm expecting, the rest of the week to either push price up higher, breaking this 35 area and pushing its way up towards the order block around about 1852. So then it's pretty much following suit on what it did before. You can see we had a push down from 1900 back in July. We pushed down, price then retraced back up, retested that order block, it then pushed down again. So if we are basically wedging within this pattern, we should be sort of creating a smaller kind of pullback here to the top of this trend line. And this is where we make a decision on whether we want to continue our move down to break out this wedge and go back towards the bottom end of this wedge of 1680, or do we then break out of this bearish order flow and switch to a bullish kind of scenario. So the idea would be is if 1879 does break and we break above this previous order block, then you can see we are not creating lower highs anymore. We have just made a higher high, so we need to kind of switch bias, and that's only when I will switch bias to an overall bullish approach. Right now I'm overall bearish, just because we are still following some sort of bearish order flow. So yeah, start of the week will be a pullback to get you a buy position. I'll be taking some buys to see if we can get to 1850 and then price to push back lower. So yeah, that's all we have for this week. Any questions, do message me. I've got the links to my channels below. Feel free to check them out if you are new here. And yeah, that's it. Peace.